who are these people that we call, say, the cavemen? And of course the answer is we don't know who they are. We have long known that the caves of southern France and northern Spain, they have great cave art. If we understand their art, we can understand their religion. If we can understand their religion, we can understand our understanding of God. And until recently, you couldn't really go in safely, but now we can.
There is a certain wonder in caves that you just don't find on the surface. The opportunities to see things that so few other people will ever see. Occasionally, we do find unusual creatures that live there. It's still very, very much an unknown world.
Son Doong Cave in the heart of Phong Nha, Ke Bang National Park, Vietnam, holds the title of the world's largest cave.
This cavern, I mean, you can't imagine how tall this is right now.
Aptly named Mountain River Cave, this immense cavern boasts a river running through its vast expanse. The cave's discovery is a fascinating tale of chance and exploration. In 1991, a local farmer named Ho Khan stumbled upon its entrance while seeking shelter from a storm. Despite this early discovery, the cave's true enormity remained a mystery until 2009, when British cavers, led by Howard and Deb Limbert from the British Cave Research Association, conducted a thorough exploration and mapping of the site, unveiling its full grandeur. Son Doong Cave is staggeringly vast, measuring over 5.5 miles in length. Its ceilings soar up to 650 feet high, with some sections stretching as wide as 490 feet. To put this into perspective, the cave could easily accommodate a New York City block complete with 40-story skyscrapers. The main passage alone is more than 3.1 miles long, ranking it among the most expansive underground spaces ever discovered. The sheer scale of Son Doong is mind-boggling, making it a true natural wonder. The geological formation of Son Doong Cave dates back approximately 2 to 5 million years. The cave was sculpted by the persistent flow of river water, eroding the limestone beneath the Annamite Mountains. Over time, the roof of the river's tunnel collapsed, creating massive skylights that allowed sunlight to pour in and a jungle to flourish within the cave.
That hole up there collapsed and dropped all of this rubble here.
Son Doong Cave is renowned for its monumental stalagmites, some of which reach towering heights of up to 230 feet. These majestic limestone formations, created by the slow drip of mineral-rich water over millions of years, are among the tallest in the world. To visualize their scale, consider that the largest stalagmites in Son Doong are taller than the Statue of Liberty. Equally impressive stalactites hang from the cave ceiling, forming intricate chandeliers of stone. A dynamic, fast-flowing river courses through Son Doong Cave, primarily fed by seasonal rains. This river has sculpted the cave's smooth rock formations and carved out deep, crystal-clear pools and lakes. During the rainy season, the river swells, rendering parts of the cave inaccessible due to flooding. These aquatic features not only enhance the cave's aesthetic, but also contribute to its unique ecosystem. The sound of rushing water echoes through the vast chambers, creating a serene yet powerful ambience. The river's erosive power over millions of years is responsible for much of the cave's enormous size and intricate rock formations.
The sound here, or the lack thereof, is deafening.
In a remarkable natural phenomenon, sections of Son Doong Cave host their own thriving ecosystems, often referred to as the Garden of Eden. These jungles exist due to roof collapses that have created large skylights, allowing sunlight to penetrate the cave's depths. This natural light supports the growth of unique flora, including small trees, ferns, and mosses, which thrive in the humid environment. The sight of a verdant jungle flourishing hundreds of feet below the surface is surreal, making these areas look like a lost world hidden beneath the earth. This lush greenery contrasts starkly with the surrounding limestone formations, adding to the cave's mystique. Son Doong Cave's floor is sprinkled with rare cave pearls, a natural phenomenon where layers of calcium carbonate accumulate around grains of sand over centuries. These pearls, some as large as baseballs, are formed in pools where water agitation keeps the nuclei in constant motion, allowing even coating. The presence of such large and perfectly rounded cave pearls is exceptionally rare, making them one of the cave's most fascinating features. One of the most iconic formations within Son Doong Cave is the Hand of Dog stalagmite, a structure resembling a giant dog's paw. This formation has become a popular landmark for explorers, symbolizing the cave's grandeur and the whimsical shapes nature can produce. The Hand of Dog serves as a point of reference within the vast expanse of the cave, often appearing in photographs that capture the cave's interior. Its unique shape sparks the imagination, adding an element of wonder and personality to the already awe-inspiring cave environment. The cave walls of Son Doong are adorned with ancient fossils, providing a glimpse into the region's prehistoric past. Among these fossils are remnants of marine life, indicating that this area was once submerged under a vast ocean millions of years ago. These fossilized remains include imprints of shells and skeletal fragments. Exploring Son Doong Cave is not for the faint of heart. The journey to the cave itself is arduous, involving a trek through dense jungle and rugged terrain.
I kind of like to be surprised, you know. Holy cow!
Once inside, the challenges continue as explorers navigate through vast underground chambers, some of which require swimming or using ropes to climb. The cave's sheer size and complexity pose significant challenges for mapping and study. This adventure is both physically demanding and mentally exhilarating, attracting only the most intrepid adventurers and scientists. Given its pristine condition and ecological significance, ongoing efforts are in place to protect Son Doong Cave. The Vietnamese government, in collaboration with environmental organizations, has established strict guidelines for tourism and exploration to minimize human impact. Only a limited number of guided tours are permitted each year, ensuring that the cave's delicate ecosystem remains undisturbed. These measures help preserve the cave's natural beauty and ecological integrity, allowing future generations to experience this magnificent natural wonder. The Cham civilization, which flourished from the 2nd century to the 17th century in central and southern Vietnam, was a sophisticated culture known for its advancements in maritime trade, architecture, and sculpture. The Cham people, predominantly Hindu, left behind numerous architectural marvels, including towers and temples that served as religious and cultural centers. The Cham towers are celebrated for their distinctive red brick construction and intricate carvings that adorn their surfaces. These structures are remarkable for several reasons. The Cham builders used a unique method of bricklaying without mortar, fitting the bricks together so precisely that they appear seamless. This technique remains a subject of study and admiration among modern architects and archaeologists. The towers are embellished with detailed carvings that depict Hindu deities such as Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, as well as mythical creatures like Garuda and Naga. The reliefs often illustrate scenes from Hindu epics, showcasing the Cham's artistic prowess and deep religious devotion. Structurally, the towers typically have a rectangular or square base with a high tapering spire, symbolizing Mount Meru, the center of the universe in Hindu cosmology. Each tower was part of a larger temple complex that included sanctuaries, assembly halls, and gates. While not directly adjacent to Son Doong Cave, notable Cham towers in the broader region include My Son Sanctuary and Po Nagar towers. These sites provide context for the Cham presence in the area and are crucial for understanding their architectural and cultural impact. My Son Sanctuary was rediscovered in the late 19th century by French archaeologists, including Camille Paris, who first documented the site in 1898. Subsequent explorations were conducted by Henri Parmentier and others in the early 20th century. My Son served as a religious center and the burial place for Cham kings and national heroes. The site contains over 70 temples and towers constructed between the 4th and 14th centuries, representing the height of Cham architecture. The sanctuary's towers are arranged in clusters, each dedicated to a different deity. The most prominent structure is the B1 Tower, dedicated to Shiva, featuring elaborate carvings and a symbol of Shiva. Po Nagar Towers, located in Nha Trang, were documented by French explorers in the 19th century. The site has been a place of continuous worship since its construction, which dates back to the 8th century. The Po Nagar complex was originally built to honor Yan Po Nagar, the goddess of the Cham people, who is believed to have created the earth, eaglewood, and rice. The site also became a center for Buddhist worship over time. The towers at Po Nagar are characterized by their ornate carvings and the use of sandstone for detailing. The largest tower, dedicated to the goddess Po Naga, stands over 75 feet tall and houses a statue of the goddess sitting on a lotus throne. The Bin Din Towers, located in the Bin Din province, showcase the later Cham architectural style, which includes more ornate carvings and the use of sandstone in addition to brick. These towers were built between the 11th and 13th centuries.
Well, hello from the Giant's Causeway on the north coast of Northern Ireland, where we have some incredible breaking news for you. Unconfirmed reports that the giant Finn McCool has gone into winter hibernation. There was the unmistakable sound of snoring coming from within the mountain.
Through the winter time, of course, he's hibernating. Sure, don't all mythological creatures hibernate through the winter?
Did ancient giants once roam the rugged coasts of Northern Ireland, meticulously constructing what we now admire as the Giant's Causeway? This stunning formation, comprising thousands of interlocking basalt columns, captivates with its geometric perfection and mystifying origins.
They're finding these giant geometrical earthworks and evidence of very large populations.
While scientific explorations attribute these awe-inspiring structures to volcanic activities, local legends and ancient tales suggest otherwise, hinting at colossal figures sculpting this landscape.
I have heard more stories about giants, and I have found that there is support for this.
As we delve deeper, parallels with other enigmatic megalithic sites, such as the colossal Baalbek stones, stir the imagination.
This is called the Trilithon. Each of these 3 blocks weighs 900 tons.
Could there be a grain of truth to these myths? Join us as we explore the blurred lines between myth and geology at the Giant's Causeway, a place where history and folklore dance delicately on the edges of reality. Nestled on the rugged northeast coast of Northern Ireland in County Antrim, the Giant's Causeway is a breathtaking natural wonder, celebrated not only for its geological uniqueness, but also for its deep roots in local mythology.
This is biology. The size of these creatures it's staggering.
Formed from a volcanic fissure eruption some 50 to 60 million years ago, during the Paleocene epoch, the causeway consists of roughly 40,000 interlocking basalt columns. These columns are predominantly hexagonal, although there is a fascinating variety in their shapes, with some exhibiting 4, 5, 7, or even 8 sides. This variety adds a unique character to the causeway's overall appearance, making it a subject of interest not only for tourists, but also for geologists and nature enthusiasts. The allure of the Giant's Causeway is magnified by the legendary tales of Finn McCool, or Fionn Mac Cumhaill, a giant renowned for his strength and wisdom, who is said to have called the Antrim coast his home. According to Gaelic mythology, Finn was once challenged by the Scottish giant Benandonna. Rather than shrink from this daunting adversary, Finn constructed the causeway across the North Channel as a means to meet his foe without the peril of the sea.
Finn started throwing boulders into the sea, creating a rocky bridge where Benandonna resided.
This act of engineering is depicted as a monumental feat, showcasing Finn's resourcefulness and might. The tales take a humorous turn when Finn, realizing Benandonna's imposing size, relies on his wife Una's cunning to save him. She disguises Finn as a baby, and when Benandonna sees the size of the infant, he flees in terror, destroying the causeway behind him to prevent pursuit.
If that was the size of the baby, just how huge was the father?
This clever twist not only highlights the wit often celebrated in Irish folklore, but also underlines the cultural significance of storytelling in understanding and preserving history. Drawing an interesting parallel, the causeway shares thematic elements with Norse mythology's Bifrost, the burning rainbow bridge that connects Midgard, the realm of humanity, to Asgard, the home of the gods. Both structures, whether connecting lands or realms, symbolize significant passageways in their respective mythologies, embodying themes of challenge and transition. Today, the Giant's Causeway stands as a major tourist destination, attracting visitors from around the world who seek to immerse themselves in its natural beauty and legendary tales. It plays a pivotal role in the cultural heritage of Northern Ireland, embodying a blend of humor, bravery, and cleverness, key traits cherished in Irish folklore. The enduring popularity of these legends ensures that the mythical and natural heritage of the Giant's Causeway continues to inspire awe and pride, bridging the gap between the past and the present. The Giant's Causeway, steeped in local myth, gradually made its mark on the broader European consciousness of natural wonders thanks to Sir Richard Bulkeley's pivotal 1692 presentation to the Royal Society. This presentation marked the inception of the scientific exploration that would span centuries, exploring the intriguing natural formation on the northeast coast of Northern Ireland. Sir Richard Bulkeley, a member of the prestigious Royal Society and a fellow at Trinity College, Dublin, played a crucial role in introducing the Giant's Causeway to the scientific community. Though the specifics of his presentation are not well documented, his mention of the causeway was clearly intended to spark curiosity and scientific investigation. This early academic nod was instrumental, paving the way for the causeway to be studied under the emerging scientific methodologies of the Enlightenment, attracting the attention of geologists and natural philosophers.
I want to know what else is going to be found that hasn't been investigated yet at all. We're just touching the edge of a huge mystery.
The 18th century saw a burgeoning scientific interest in the natural world, with the Giant's Causeway becoming a focal point of study. The unusual basaltic columns drew scientists, prompted by Bulkeley's mention, to theorize about their origins. This period was marked by significant debates, notably between Neptunism and Plutonism. Neptunism posited that the rocks had formed from minerals crystallizing in the oceans, suggesting that the causeway's columns were sedimentary deposits. In contrast, Plutonism argued these structures were the result of volcanic activity, where molten basalt cooled and contracted to form the hexagonal columns. Championed by James Hutton in the late 18th century, Plutonism eventually won out and is now the accepted explanation for the formation of the Giant's Causeway. Turning our gaze to a similar marvel, Fingal's Cave on the Scottish island of Staffa offers a compelling parallel to the Giant's Causeway. Both are characterized by strikingly similar hexagonal basalt formations, and both are steeped in connected folklore. Fingal's Cave is said to be named after the same giant linked to the causeway. This shared geology and lore have spurred theories of a possible geological bridge once connecting Ireland and Scotland, highlighting not only the shared natural wonders, but also the rich cultural ties between the two regions through their legends. This comparison deepens our appreciation of how geological formations can weave together the fabric of myths across lands. Fingal's Cave on the uninhabited island of Staffa is a place where geological wonder meets literary inspiration. Its discovery by the modern world came in 1772 when Sir Joseph Banks, already famed for his voyage with Captain James Cook, explored the cave. During his tour of Scotland, he was struck by the natural architecture of the cave. Banks's vivid descriptions in his letters and journals captivated the British public and intellectuals alike, spreading its fame far and wide. His portrayal helped cement the cave's status as a natural wonder, drawing artists, writers, and eventually tourists, especially during the popular Grand Tour period in Europe. The name Fingal's Cave owes its origin to James Macpherson's literary work, which claimed to translate ancient Gaelic poetry, although it was later debated and considered largely his own creation. Nonetheless, the popularity of these poems romanticized Scottish history and added a mythical quality to the cave, linking it with the hero Fingal. This association not only named the cave, but also framed it within a narrative of heroic deeds and a mystic past, reinforcing it as a symbol of Scottish pride and identity. The cave itself is a geological marvel, formed through the cooling and solidification of lava. This process starts when a large lava flow cools uniformly, causing it to contract and fracture into long, symmetrical columns, mostly hexagonal in cross-section. This phenomenon is not only rare, but also visually stunning, contributing significantly to the cave's fame. Inside, the cave's structure is grand and cathedral-like, standing about 72 feet high and stretching around 270 feet back into the cliffs. The roof arches naturally, and the floor, partially submerged, is constantly washed by seawater, enhancing the cave's eerie and mystical sounds. Moreover, Fingal's Cave is renowned for its extraordinary acoustics. The structure of the cave, combined with the rhythmic sounds of the ocean, creates a haunting soundscape that echoes against the basalt columns. This auditory feature significantly influences the cave's allure and has inspired numerous artists, playing a crucial role in the cave's artistic legacy. Through its natural beauty and the echoes of its columns, Fingal's Cave continues to be a source of fascination and inspiration, weaving together the strands of nature, myth, and art.
When I'm in a cave, I often find myself wondering, what drove these people to go so deep? I study some of the oldest art in the world, but what I'm interested in is the development of the modern mind. We've been building on the mental achievements of those who came before us for so long that it's easy to forget that certain abilities haven't already existed. It became possible for the first time for a message to be transmitted and preserved in time.
Deep in the heart of the Yorkshire Dales lies Victoria Cave, a mysterious natural wonder that was uncovered quite by chance. In 1837, while on a routine rabbit hunt, local gamekeeper Michael Horner and his companions stumbled upon a concealed fissure behind a cluster of limestone boulders. Little did they know, their accidental find would open the door to a subterranean world brimming with ancient secrets, offering an unprecedented glimpse into England's prehistoric past.
We're all fascinated by where did we come from, and we want to understand more about that story.
This discovery not only sparked curiosity, but also launched a series of explorations that would forever change our understanding of human and animal history in the region. The entrance, clogged with limestone deposits and rubble, gave a hint of the untouched secrets that lay within. When Horner and his group first stepped inside, they found themselves in a large chamber adorned with stalactites and stalagmites, indicating that the cave had remained undisturbed for thousands of years. This discovery quickly caught the attention of local naturalists and archaeologists, all eager to delve into its depths and uncover its secrets.
What was somebody doing down there with a torturous stone lamp? This is the kind of question that I'm trying to answer with my research.
By the 1840s, Victoria Cave had become a significant site of interest for both archaeologists and paleontologists. The Yorkshire Philosophical Society, recognizing the cave's potential to provide insights into the ancient past, organized the first systematic excavation in 1844. This early exploration set the stage for the cave to become one of the key sites for understanding the prehistoric and paleontological history of the region. Building on the exploration into Victoria Cave's discovery and its initial significance, it becomes clear that the cave's contents offer a vivid snapshot into the lives of both the humans and animals that once frequented this site. Delving deeper, the findings from Victoria Cave can be organized into three revealing phases: Paleolithic tools, Pleistocene fauna, and Roman artifacts. Each phase not only illuminates specific historical periods, but also mirrors broader trends in human behavior.
We start finding burials, and not just burials, but burials with grave goods in them.
The Paleolithic tools found in the cave, dating back around 12,000 to 13,000 years ago, include flint blades and scrapers. These tools were essential for butchering animals, crafting clothing, and other survival tasks, indicating that prehistoric humans used the cave as a temporary shelter during their hunting trips. This suggests that herds of reindeer and other animals grazed in the tundra-like environment outside, drawing hunters to the area. What's particularly fascinating is the evidence of tool-making within the cave itself, suggesting it served not just as a shelter, but also as a workshop or base camp. Here, prehistoric humans could manufacture and repair their tools, benefiting from the cave's natural protection from the elements and its strategic vantage point over the valley, an ideal spot for monitoring game movements. Moving to the Pleistocene fauna, the remains found paint a picture of a cold, open landscape, vastly different from today's lush Yorkshire Dales. Species like the woolly rhinoceros, reindeer, and Irish elk adapted to survive harsh winters with their thick fur and fat reserves. Among the most evocative finds are the bones of the woolly rhinoceros, an animal with no modern equivalent in Britain, but closely related to the smaller, modern Sumatran rhinoceros. This discovery underlines the dramatic shifts in climate and habitat that have occurred since the Ice Age and highlights the changes in megafauna populations over the years. The cave's later layers reveal a different type of use, with the discovery of Roman coins and ornate brooches from around the 1st to the 4th centuries AD. These artifacts indicate that the cave was not merely a habitation site, but also held significance for ritual or ceremonial purposes. The coins and jewelry might have been offerings, perhaps related to a cult, or as part of local religious practices that revered natural springs or caves as sacred sites. This continuity of use from a prehistoric shelter to a Roman ceremonial site is a pattern seen throughout Europe, where natural features like caves and springs were consistently revered across vastly different cultures and epochs. Furthermore, when comparing the use of Victoria Cave with other contemporary sites, such as the Chauvet Cave in France, a fascinating pattern in human behavior emerges.
Rock art provides us with a window into the minds of these people.
While both caves contain prehistoric art and artifacts, Victoria Cave primarily served practical purposes such as shelter and tool production. In contrast, Chauvet Cave is renowned for its spectacular Paleolithic cave paintings.
So this is really about our common humanity. This is really about our own collective heritage.
This comparison highlights the diverse ways in which prehistoric humans interacted with their environments. The exploration of Victoria Cave not only revealed a storied past, but also had a significant impact on the field of archaeology, particularly influencing how archaeologists understand and interpret historical layers. The meticulous excavation and recording methods employed in the 19th century were pivotal. They focused particularly on stratigraphy, the study of rock layers and their order, which allowed them to establish a clearer timeline of human and animal activity in the region. This methodical approach helped foster more nuanced interpretations of archaeological sites, setting new standards in the field. Exploration and excavation within Victoria Cave did not cease with these initial efforts, but continued sporadically throughout the late 19th and 20th centuries. Each phase of excavation added new layers of understanding about human history encapsulated within its walls. With the advent of modern archaeological techniques, such as radiocarbon dating and DNA analysis, our grasp of the past has become even more refined. These technologies have provided archaeologists with tools to date artifacts and remains with greater precision. Through such ongoing explorations, Victoria Cave continues to be a crucial site for piecing together human history. Continuing our exploration of significant archaeological sites, let's delve into Chauvet Cave, located in the Ardèche region of southern France. This cave, discovered in 1994 by Jean-Marie Chauvet and his team, is a treasure trove of Paleolithic art, housing some of the oldest and most remarkable prehistoric artworks known to humanity.
Most of the rock art from the prehistoric times was done long before, national borders, ethnic boundaries.
The walls of Chauvet Cave are adorned with vivid paintings and engravings, offering a unique window into the lives and beliefs of early humans who lived around 30,000 to 32,000 years ago. The discovery of the cave was somewhat accidental. On December 18, 1994, Jean-Marie Chauvet, along with Eliette Brunel and Christian Hilaire, felt a draft emanating from a cliff, prompting them to investigate further. They discovered a narrow passage that led to a network of chambers that had been sealed by a rock slide around 25,000 years ago, which helped preserve its contents in exceptional condition. Chauvet Cave is renowned not just for the antiquity of its art, but also for the variety it contains. The cave walls feature over 1,000 images depicting a wide range of subjects, including horses, lions, rhinos, bison, mammoths, and even human figures. These images are rendered with astonishing detail and sophistication, employing advanced artistic techniques that convey depth and motion. For instance, the artists used perspective drawing and took advantage of the cave's natural contours to enhance the images, giving a three-dimensional effect to the depicted animals. The techniques used at Chauvet were ahead of their time. The artists utilized charcoal and red ochre to create rich colors and employed shadows and shading to bring a dynamic quality to their creations. Some figures were even painted in a series of superimposed images, creating an effect similar to the sequential frames of a film, giving the impression of movement. Chauvet Cave is a pivotal site for studying the Aurignacian culture, known for its advanced tools and artistic expression. The well-preserved artwork offers insights not only into the artistic practices, but also into the social and spiritual lives of its creators. Radiocarbon dating indicates that the earliest paintings were created around 32,000 years ago, making them some of the oldest known human-created artworks. The depiction of predatory animals and rare human-animal hybrid figures suggests a complex belief system that possibly included shamanic elements, indicative of a sophisticated cognitive ability and a rich cultural tradition. Given the fragile nature of the cave's environment, Chauvet Cave is not open to the public to ensure its preservation for future generations. Instead, a replica cave known as the Son Doong Cave was opened in 2015, allowing visitors to experience a faithful reproduction of the artwork and cave conditions.
If you have a relatively short time frame to deal with, then searching for a lost civilization becomes much more complex and much more difficult. But if you have a very long time frame to deal with, there's much more material to investigate.
Was the city of Petra always known as Petra? From the Bible, we learn that the oldest name for Petra is Seir.
Beneath the rose-red cliffs of Petra, an ancient city carved into sandstone holds mysteries that have puzzled scientists for centuries.
First organization of human beings that deserved to be called a civilization.
Recent discoveries in this lost city have surprised experts, challenging our understanding of ancient civilizations. As shadows reveal new celestial alignments on the grand facades and columns during the equinox, we are left wondering, what secrets do the stones of Petra still hold?
I don't think we're looking at coincidence here. There's too much going on. I think coincidence is a very weak explanation for what's happening.
The story of Petra, often called the Lost City, stretches back to as early as the 4th century BCE, when it was founded and rose to prominence by the 1st century BCE as the capital of the Nabatean kingdom. Nestled in the cliffs of vibrant red, white, pink and sandstone, Petra was at the heart of a bustling trade empire. Its strategic location on the spice trade routes connected it with far-flung regions from China and India to southern Arabia, and on to Egypt, Syria, Greece and Rome.
You go to Egypt and you'll find influence of the Nabateans. Everywhere we look, we find some reference at some time to the Nabateans.
The city thrived not just commercially but culturally and architecturally, demonstrating advanced techniques in water conservation. Its engineers crafted an intricate system of dams, cisterns and water channels that sustained both the city's population and its agriculture through harsh desert conditions. However, following its annexation by Rome in 106 CE, Petra began to experience a slow decline. Initially, it flourished under Roman influence, but as trade routes shifted towards the sea and devastating earthquakes struck in the 4th and 6th centuries, the city gradually lost its former glory. By the time the Islamic conquests swept through in the 7th century, Petra was reduced to a shadow of its former self, mainly inhabited by a few local Bedouin tribes who lived among the ruins and closely guarded its secrets. Throughout the Middle Ages and well into the 18th century, Petra remained enveloped in obscurity, particularly to the Western world. The Crusaders controlled the region briefly in the 12th century and even established a fortress there, but knowledge of Petra's once grandeur was limited to local tribes and a few knowledgeable Arab scholars. The renowned 14th century explorer Ibn Battuta mentioned Petra during his travels, describing it as a remote place with buildings impressively carved into rock faces. This period in Petra's history mirrors that of another ancient city, Machu Picchu in Peru, which also remained hidden from Western awareness until its rediscovery in 1911 by Hiram Bingham. Both cities were advanced in manipulating their natural environments, Petra with its sophisticated water management systems, and Machu Picchu with its terraced fields and intricate urban planning. The prolonged European ignorance of Petra lasted until the 19th century, with the region fading into the realm of myth and legend. Many in Europe were completely unaware of Petra's existence, despite ancient texts hinting at the architectural marvels that lay hidden in the Jordanian mountains. This mystery persisted until explorers reintroduced Petra to the Western world, bridging the gap between ancient lore and modern recognition. Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, born in 1784, was a Swiss traveler and scholar whose profound curiosity and academic prowess led him to significant contributions towards the Western understanding of lost or lesser-known ancient sites. Mastering multiple languages and immersing himself in various cultures, Burckhardt developed a particular fascination with Petra, an ancient city whose whereabouts had slipped from European knowledge. In preparation for his explorations within the Ottoman Empire, Burckhardt relocated to London in 1806, where he joined the African Association, an organization committed to the exploration and mapping of Africa. He further honed his expertise at Cambridge University, studying Arabic, geography, and the cultures of the Middle East. It was here that he meticulously constructed his alter ego, Sheikh Ibrahim ibn Abdallah. This identity was not just a cover to mask his European roots and exploratory motives, it was a deep dive into cultural assimilation, allowing him safer passage and a more authentic experience in predominantly Muslim territories. Burckhardt's journey to Petra began in 1812, framed as a pilgrimage to sacrifice at the tomb of the prophet Aaron on Mount Hor, which cleverly concealed his true intent to locate and document Petra. He had pieced together clues of the lost city from discussions with local traders and vague references in ancient manuscripts. His travels from Syria to the Arabian Peninsula were fraught with challenges, from regional conflicts to the unforgiving desert landscape, yet his guise as an Islamic scholar provided him crucial cover. Upon his arrival in Petra, Burckhardt was met with the breathtaking view of the Seek, a narrow gorge stretching over a kilometer, flanked by towering walls as high as 80 meters. This passage led him to Petra's most famous and enigmatic structure, Al-Khazneh, or the Treasury. Carved directly into the blush-colored sandstone cliffs, its facade displayed an exquisite blend of Nabatean, Greek, and Roman architectural elements. Petra's entrance, known as the Seek, is far more than just a gateway. It's an architectural wonder in its own right. This narrow gorge, carved directly from the towering sandstone cliffs, stretches for about 1.2 kilometers and varies in width from a mere 3 to 16 meters. As you walk through, the walls, which soar to heights of over 80 meters, dramatically frame your approach, guiding you towards the heart of Petra, ending at the magnificent Al-Khazneh. Along the Seek, you'll notice a series of ancient water channels, a testament to the Nabateans' advanced hydraulic engineering skills. They devised these systems to capture and conserve the scarce desert rainwater. The strategic narrowness of the Seek also offered a natural defense mechanism, much like the historic pass of Thermopylae in Greece, providing a fortified barrier against potential invaders. At the end of the Seek stands Al-Khazneh, or the Treasury, which, despite its name, was likely built as a mausoleum or temple around the 1st century CE. This iconic structure is renowned for its stunning facade, decorated with a blend of Hellenistic architectural elements and native Nabatean motifs. It features a grand portico supported by 6 Corinthian columns and is adorned with intricate bas-reliefs, including depictions of Castor and Pollux, twin brothers who were revered in mythology for their role in protection and safety. The urn perched atop the facade fueled local legends, with Bedouins believing it concealed ancient treasures, hence the name the Treasury. This blend of myth and architecture draws parallels to the ornately decorated temples of the Egyptian pharaohs, which were also rich in cultural and mythological significance. Petra's architectural landscape is a rich mosaic of influences, reflecting its historical significance as a cultural and trading hub. The city's structures blend Nabatean rock-cut artistry with classical Greek, Roman, and later Byzantine styles. This fusion is visible not just on the facades but throughout the city's layout, which includes a Roman-style colonnaded street and a theatre capable of holding over 3,000 spectators. Carved directly from the rock, Petra's theatre echoes the design of ancient Greek theatres such as Epidaurus, yet it is uniquely Nabatean in its execution, showcasing their extraordinary skill in stone carving. This architectural diversity highlights the city's role as a melting pot of various civilizations throughout history, each leaving their mark on its stones and streets. Among the monumental structures in Petra, the monastery known as Ad-Deir stands out for its architectural splendor akin to that of the Treasury, yet it occupies a more secluded and solemn location. The journey to reach the monastery is an adventure in itself, involving a challenging climb of over 800 steps carved directly into the rock, which naturally limits the number of casual tourists who visit. Originally constructed as a Nabatean temple in the 3rd century BCE, the structure was later repurposed as a Christian chapel during the Byzantine period. Its facade, adorned with a massive urn and framed by towering columns, rivals the grandeur of the Parthenon in Athens. However, the isolation of the monastery adds a layer of spiritual retreat, contrasting with the civic pride of the Parthenon. Petra's allure as a mysterious and adventurous location was catapulted into popular culture by its appearance in the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The movie features Petra's treasury as the fictional entrance to the final resting place of the Holy Grail, which not only captured the imaginations of viewers worldwide, but also significantly boosted tourism to the site. This depiction in the film perfectly aligned with the themes of discovery and exploration, underscoring how media can dramatically shape the perception and economic realities of archaeological sites.
For a long time it was held that the Neanderthals were stupid, primitive subhumans, shambling, lacking symbolism. Turns out that that's not true at all. Certain populations in the world today still have 3 to 5% of Neanderthal DNA.
Tucked away in the rugged terrains of the Altai Mountains, where the borders of Russia, China, Mongolia and Kazakhstan meet, lies a fascinating piece of history that has captured the imaginations of archaeologists and historians alike: the Denisova Cave.
This is an issue that I go into in America before. And what first drew me into it was Denisova Cave in Siberia.
This isn't just any cave, it's a treasure trove of human evolution, nestled in an area known for its breathtaking biodiversity and complex geological history. The mountains themselves are alive with a rich variety of plants and animals, setting the perfect backdrop for a story that's as much about the natural world as it is about our ancient ancestors.
I think everybody's heard of the Neanderthals, and these days I think everybody's heard of the Denisovans as well.
The story of Denisova Cave began to unfold in the 1970s, when Soviet scientists first explored its depths. At that time, their eyes were set on unraveling the geological and paleontological mysteries of the region, largely overlooking the cave's potential to unlock secrets of our past. It's named after Denis, an 18th century hermit who once called the cave home, adding a touch of human history to its ancient walls. With its intricate network of chambers and galleries, the cave hinted at stories of long-term habitation by early humans, waiting just beneath the surface to be discovered. But it wasn't until 2008 that the cave truly stepped into the spotlight, thanks to the discovery of a small finger bone.
In Russia, in Denisova Cave, they find a single pinky bone from a little finger. And what they discover is, this isn't a Neanderthal. This isn't an anatomically modern human being. This is another human species.
This wasn't just any bone. It belonged to the Denisovans, an ancient group of hominins previously unknown to science. Suddenly, the world was paying attention, eager to learn more about these mysterious inhabitants. The cave, with its rich layers of history buried within, revealed that it had been a bustling crossroads for different groups over tens of thousands of years. What's particularly intriguing about the Denisova Cave is not just its archaeological wealth, but also its location. Nestled in a remote part of the Altai Mountains, reaching it is no small feat. The harsh climatic conditions add an extra layer of challenge for those daring enough to explore its secrets. Yet it's precisely these obstacles that make the cave so alluring to researchers from across the globe. Every expedition brings us closer to understanding not just the Denisovans, but the broader narrative of human history. Imagine stumbling upon a piece of the puzzle that is human history, hidden away in the depths of Siberia's Denisova Cave. The Denisovans are a bit of a mystery, genetically distinct from both modern humans and Neanderthals. Their DNA tells us they branched off from Neanderthals around 400,000 years ago, enriching the narrative of the Pleistocene era's human saga. But when it comes to what they looked like, we're mostly in the dark. Our clues? Just a finger bone, a few teeth, and a piece of skull. Though these fragments are robust, they hint at Denisovans being well equipped for surviving the tough Pleistocene Asia. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The Denisovans didn't just keep to themselves, they left a mark on us modern humans. Certain groups today, especially in Asia and Oceania, carry Denisovan DNA. For instance, the indigenous people of Melanesia, including Papua New Guineans, have about 5% of their DNA from Denisovans. This reveals a history of ancient interbreeding that is more complex and common than we ever imagined.
Anatomically modern humans interbred with Neanderthals. You can't interbreed with another species. They clearly were human beings.
Denisovans mixed not just with modern humans, but also Neanderthals and possibly another yet unidentified ancient human group. But what about their way of life? The Denisova Cave has given us a glimpse, yielding sophisticated tools, a bone needle, and even jewelry. These finds suggest a culture and level of sophistication that challenges our understanding of archaic humans. Their discovery of the Denisovans has been a game-changer in evolutionary biology, painting a picture of our past that's far more intricate than previously thought. It's not just about who we are, but who we're connected to, revealing a web of interactions among ancient human species across Eurasia. Yet, for all we've learned, the Denisovans remain shrouded in mystery. With each fossil fragment and DNA sequence, scientists are slowly piecing together the jigsaw of our ancient past. The Denisovan genome in particular continues to be a treasure trove of information, promising to unlock even more secrets as research progresses. This story is far from over. It's an ongoing journey of discovery into who we are and where we come from. Siberia's Yakutia region, known for its jaw-dropping temperature extremes, is home to a place as intriguing as its ominous name suggests, the Valley of Death. Tucked away in the northeastern part of Siberia, in the Sakha Republic, this valley is not just a testament to nature's extremes but also a canvas for mysteries that boggle the mind. What sets this valley apart are the curious metallic structures scattered across its landscape. Picture this: dome-like formations and metal objects, some peeking out of the earth as if partially buried treasures all wrapped in a mystery. Are they ancient artifacts, remnants of meteorite impacts, or something else? The truth is, we're still scratching our heads trying to figure it out. Getting to the Valley of Death is an adventure in itself. It's remote, wildly inhospitable, and the weather swings from scorching summers to winters that would give even the hardiest explorer pause. This makes studying those mysterious structures all the more challenging. Local folklore adds layers of intrigue to the valley. The Yakut people have tales that could make your hair stand on end, associating the valley and its metallic mysteries with danger and otherworldly energies. According to legend, these structures could wield unknown powers, causing illness or worse to those who dare too close. While these stories add to the valley's mystique, they remain unverified whispers of the past. Scientists, on their part, have theories that could explain the existence of these structures. Some suggest they might be the aftermath of meteorite impacts, pointing to Siberia's history with celestial events like the famous Tunguska explosion. Others speculate they could be the work of ancient humans or a civilization lost to time, leaving behind these puzzling artifacts. But here's the rub. Actually exploring this area is incredibly tough. The extreme climate, the area's seclusion, and the sheer lack of infrastructure make sustained research difficult. This scarcity of empirical data means much about the Valley of Death remains a tantalizing mystery. This shroud of mystery isn't just a magnet for scientists. Historians, paranormal enthusiasts, and even adventurous tourists are drawn to its secrets. The allure of uncovering more about Siberia's ancient past and its uncharted territories is irresistible. As technology and exploration methods improve, who knows what secrets we'll unearth from the Valley of Death. Until then, it remains one of Siberia's most captivating enigmas. A place where history, legend, and science converge in the most mysterious of dances. Let's dive into one of Siberia's most mind-boggling mysteries, the Tunguska event of 1908. Imagine a blast so powerful it flattens 80 million trees over an area of 2,150 square kilometers. That's exactly what happened near the Podkamenaya Tunguska River in central Siberia on June 30th, 1908. This wasn't just any old explosion, it was roughly 1,000 times mightier than the Hiroshima atomic bomb. The shockwaves from this colossal blast were felt up to 2,000 kilometers away. People at the time reported seeing a bright blue light, almost like a second sun, followed by a series of booms that were strong enough to knock folks off their feet and shatter windows hundreds of kilometers away. Fast forward to 1927, and enter Leonid Kulik, a Russian mineralogist who was the first to scientifically investigate the site. Kulik was expecting to find a meteorite crater, but was met instead with a sea of flattened trees, splayed out from a central point, like the spokes of a wheel with not a crater in sight. The most accepted theory: a small asteroid or comet fragment burst through the atmosphere, exploding 5 to 10 kilometers above ground with the force of 10-15 megatons of TNT. But as with all good mysteries, there are other angles. Everything from a natural gas explosion from the Earth's belly to wilder notions like antimatter or even a mini black hole having a run-in with our planet. The aftermath of this explosion wasn't just a big patch of knocked-down trees, it had a significant environmental punch, boosting tree growth in the area and reportedly causing genetic mutations in plants and animals. Likely thanks to the extreme heat and shockwave, it even had a hand in global atmospheric changes, like the creation of night-shining clouds and a dip in atmospheric transparency across Europe and Asia. But here's where it gets even juicier. The Tunguska event has been a hotbed for conspiracy theories and wild speculation. From alien spacecraft crashes to top-secret weapon tests, the event's mysterious nature has sparked imaginations worldwide. Despite decades of research and countless theories, the Tunguska event remains one of the 20th century's most tantalizing unsolved mysteries. It's a real-life sci-fi story, set in the remote Siberian wilderness, that continues to intrigue and puzzle us to this day.
There are certain specific patterns which appear all over the world. Grid patterns, all over the Cave of Lascaux, for example. And you find exactly the same device on the walls of rock shelters in South Africa. Not only are these two cultures distant geographically, they're also distant in time.
Welcome to a journey through time and beneath the earth, where secrets of the ancient world lie hidden in the shadows. Today we're diving deep into the submerged wonders of the Cosca Cave, a Paleolithic masterpiece tucked beneath the sea near Marseille, and soaring through the immense underground canyons of Son Caves in Slovenia, a place where history echoes off the walls. Join us as we explore these incredible caves, each holding mysteries that predate the Ice Age. Cosca Cave, nestled near Marseille in the Calanques of southern France, is a remarkable underwater cave that offers a window into the Upper Paleolithic period. Discovered by Henri Cosca, a professional diver from Marseille, the cave's entrance lies 37 meters below the surface of the sea near Cap Morgeau. Cosca, who was driven more by a passion for diving and the allure of the unknown rather than archaeological ambitions, first explored this submerged entrance in 1985. The entrance to the cave, now underwater, was submerged due to rising sea levels following the last ice age, preserving its contents through the millennia. During his initial dives, Cosca was not conducting an archaeological investigation. It was only after several explorations, as he delved deeper into the cave's labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, that he began to notice walls decorated with what seemed to be ancient artwork. The significance of these findings was not immediately apparent. However, over time, the implications of his discovery began to dawn on him. It wasn't until 1991, several years after his initial discovery, that the true archaeological importance of the cave was recognized. Cosca reached out to Jean Clot, a renowned prehistorian, who conducted the first scientific examination of the site. Clots confirmed that the paintings and engravings were indeed from the Upper Paleolithic period, marking a crucial step in the cave's study and preservation. Access to the cave remains a significant challenge, as the entrance is a long, narrow underwater tunnel only navigable by skilled divers. This natural barrier has helped shield the cave from casual explorers and the elements, helping to preserve its ancient artworks from both human interference and environmental degradation. This combination of fascinating discovery, unique preservation conditions, and significant historical artifacts makes Cosca Cave a unique and valuable site for understanding the distant past. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Cosca Cave, we uncover not only its historical significance, but also the geological processes that shaped it. Within the limestone cliffs of the Calanques near Marseille, France, Cosca Cave is a product of millions of years of erosion, sedimentation, and tectonic activity. These natural forces have carved out an intricate network of chambers and narrow passages, stretching several hundred meters into the cliffs. The main entrance, now submerged under the sea, forms a 175-meter-long underwater tunnel, serving as a natural barrier that has preserved the integrity of the cave and maintained its internal climate. This has been crucial in protecting the delicate prehistoric artworks within from external influences. Within these ancient walls, over 500 graphic elements tell a vivid story of life during the Paleolithic era. The cave's art is divided into two distinct periods. The earlier works, dating from 27,000 to 19,000 years ago, feature predominantly hand stencils and geometric shapes, reflecting early humans' exploration of personal identity and abstract thought. Later artworks, however, show a marked progression to detailed depictions of both local and marine fauna, suggesting a deepening of cognitive abilities and cultural sophistication among the cave's occupants. Among the cave's unique artistic highlights is the depiction of marine species such as seals and jellyfish, exceptionally rare in Paleolithic rock art, which predominantly features terrestrial animals. This inclusion suggests that the inhabitants of the Cosca region might have had a unique maritime culture, relying on the sea not just for sustenance, but also integrating it deeply into their spiritual and artistic lives. This stands in stark contrast to contemporaneous inland sites like Lascaux Cave, where the art focuses almost exclusively on land animals, indicating a lifestyle deeply connected to the forests and plains. In drawing comparisons, Cosca Cave bears similarities to the Indonesian Liang Tedongga Cave, home to the world's oldest known cave painting of a warty pig. Both sites provide crucial insights into their respective cultures' interactions with their environments. However, while Liang Tedongga emphasizes early human interaction with terrestrial fauna, Cosca Cave uniquely showcases the integration of marine life into human artistic expression, offering a rare glimpse into Paleolithic maritime life. One fascinating theory posits that the dual themes of terrestrial and marine animals in Cosca's art might reflect a mythological or totemic system where these animals were revered and possibly considered spiritually significant. This is supported by the respectful depiction of these animals, suggesting they held more than mere nutritional value. It is possible that Cosca Cave served as a sacred site where rituals or teachings about these spirit animals were conducted, making it both a sanctuary and a repository of communal knowledge. This intertwining of art, culture, and spirituality highlights the complex relationship between the cave's ancient inhabitants and their environment, continuing to fascinate and enlighten us about the depth of human history. As we turn our attention from the maritime splendor of the Cosca Cave to the dramatic landscapes of Eastern Europe, we encounter another fascinating world beneath the Earth's surface, the Scotian Caves in Slovenia. Nestled in the karst region, these caves are not just cavernous wonders, but also a testament to the region's rich archaeological heritage. In 1986, Scotian Caves earned a spot on the UNESCO World Heritage List, celebrated for both their natural and cultural importance. The allure of Scotian Caves has captivated humans for centuries, perhaps even millennia. The dramatic disappearance of the Reka River into the depths of the earth has fueled local Slovene folklore with tales of chasms and underworld passages, hinting at a deep-rooted connection with these caves. One of the earliest comprehensive descriptions came from Johann Weikard von Valvassor in 1689. In his work, The Glory of the Duchy of Carniola, he praised the cave's grandeur, sparking interest across Europe. Yet it wasn't until the 1880s that scientific exploration truly began. These explorations, which continued into the early 20th century, mapped the extensive network of passages and chambers and led to the construction of paths and bridges, making the caves more accessible for both scientific study and tourism. Scotian Caves are a prime example of karst topography, formed by the persistent action of the Reka River. As it flows over 50 kilometers on the surface and then another 34 kilometers underground, the river dissolves limestone, creating a complex network of caves, tunnels, and chambers. This process has led to the formation of some of the cave system's most notable features, such as the Martel Chamber and the Silent Cave. Named after the French speleologist Edouard Alfred Martel, the Martel Chamber is one of the largest underground chambers in the world, boasting a self-regulating microclimate. The Silent Cave, or Tihajama, plunges nearly 150 meters deep, showcasing the incredible power of subterranean rivers and erosion. The sheer depth and isolation create an eerie silence in the cave, occasionally interrupted by the drip of water or the muffled rush of the river further below. Drawing an interesting parallel, Scotian Caves can be compared to the Mammoth Cave system in Kentucky, USA. Both UNESCO World Heritage Sites represent extensive karst landscapes, but while Scotian impresses with its deep underground canyons and river erosion features, Mammoth Cave boasts the title of the world's longest cave system with more than 400 miles of surveyed passageways. This comparison highlights the diverse ways in which water shapes limestone to create breathtaking subterranean worlds. An important aspect of Scotian caves is the unique biodiversity they support, thanks to the stable conditions of constant temperature and humidity. This environment is home to unique species, including the cave salamander, affectionately known as the human fish due to its skin color. This biodiversity is crucial for understanding karst environments and the evolutionary adaptations of life forms thriving in perpetual darkness, further cementing the Scotian caves as not only a natural wonder, but also a significant ecological and cultural treasure.